Wait, no, wrong one. There we go. Okay. That part is good. I have my book here. Okay. Uh, uh, there we go. I just need to. I'll write this too. Bum 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 bum. Bum 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 bum. Bum 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 bum. Bum 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 bum. Sorry, I just needed to do that. Hall of the Mountain King is a pretty, like, spooky song, I'd like to think. Unfortunately, there's no English versions of this I can find. I mean, there are some, but they're from Reddit and places that aren't like 100%, you know, that. So I'm just. Let's see. Classical music for Halloween. Ooh. Wait, let's see. Does it have for tune? No, it does not. Okay. Yeah, let's go for this one. Do that. Okay. Oh, right. Desktop audio. Oh, the book is a little bit. Let me just. There we go. How come I've never. See anything else? Oh, yeah. There. So it looks a bit more, you know. Okay. And now this. There we go. That thing I wanted. So, turns out there aren't very many sources of the Vietnamese vampire. The one that I wanted. So, I resorted to an actual book. It's called the Ma Quỷ Dân Gian Ký, which means like demons and ghosts of folklore. A record of demons and ghosts of folklore. Basically, from Duy Phan is the name of the artist and the writer. Oh. This book I've had for a while now. And it seems reputable. Yeah, they should be. Yep. Okay. Ooh. Oh, wait. Oh, there we go. Sorry. It's a work of art, I tell you that. This vampire. I just need to get myself a little. Yeah. Me. Bum, 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 bum. So, the Vietnamese vampire and bloodsuckers of all kinds in folklore. So, imagine, if you will, a vampire. God damn. What do you mean it's unskippable? It's like 30 seconds long. Okay, where was I? Imagine, if you will, the the image of a vampire, a classic vampire. Maybe there's a cape, maybe it's a count. Maybe that vampire has fangs and can turn into a bat. Stuff like that. Yeah? It can fly too, yeah? Well, this vampire, yeah, it can fly too, but that's where it gets fun. Because you know how it flies? Well, you'll have to find out later. So, the Vietnamese bloodsucker. There is, they're called Ca Rong, or in some places, Ca Rang or Can Sung. They basically mean the same thing, but they aren't very good like separation. Oh, what? What means what? You know? Yeah, there we go. Now, there are a lot of other creatures that are similar in this way. The Manananggal, I believe, is it named from yeah, from other Southeast Asian cultures. But this one, from what I've managed to search, is very much a Vietnamese thing, which makes it even weirder. Sorry, I just have to like emphasize how weird this is. Trust me, it's weird. Um, um, according to the folk tales, which there seemingly aren't very many, unfortunately. Let's see. A vampire has these traits as follows. Red foreheads, big nostrils, the eyes with a lot of the white parts. Okay. Uh, Sorry about that. Oh. And yeah. And at when it is daytime, the vampires would look very human, you know? They can blend in with humans. But then when night comes, they become their true forms. Let's say. And to man, I don't know how to say this. Um and to fly, this vampire here um uses two of its toes and put it up their nose. And with its arms, it it grabs onto their ears. And that is how the Vietnamese vampire flies. Wait, let me see if I can. Hmm. Let's see. Vietnamese vampires. Vietnamese vampire. I don't care about that movie. What is this? Is this what I'm searching for? Wait, it's here that it. Give me a second, please. I'll be right. Huh? Where is it? Where is it? Oh no, this is a mess. I know this is a mess. Where is that picture? Surely it's here. Oh well, I can't see it. So just imagine, if you will, a vampire with toes up its nose, toes up its nostrils, and pinching its own ears. Yeah? Okay. The Vietnamese vampire. What a legend. Now, what you may be asking, what kind of blood do they drink from? And how do they drink? Well, they drink from pregnant women, or either pregnant women or small children. And well, my sources, they tell me that they drink either blood or Hey, if you're eating something, maybe don't listen to this. Okay, yeah? Okay, they drink blood, yes, but also, your pimples. The, they drink the white stuff from your pimples, yeah. They also, some sources say that the vampires here also suck blood from livestock and such. And frogs too. And when it becomes day again, the vampire will fly back home and put its feet into a vat of herb water, and using that herb, they will become human again, I guess. Now, these vampires can also shapeshift into cats and dogs to get closer to their victims. And so there can be a bit of like confusion there with other like canine and feline um canine and feline demons out there. Oh right, they also hunt in packs, so be careful about that. Oh, okay. There are there are a few there are a few stories about this. About this kind of vampire. So, let me just. In Vietnam, there. Let's see, how do I translate this? Okay, so there are recordings of vampires that are very colorful, let's just say. Oh my goodness, why do I look so low poly? Oh, there we go. Okay. Yeah. According to Lê Quý Đôn and Kiến Văn Tiểu Lục, the vampires, you cannot basically see when a vampire is coming from the light. You will see it become very strange, and that is how you can tell that a vampire is coming. Trương Quốc Dụng from the Nguyễn Dynasty also talked about vampires at some point in Thoại Thức Ký, and that they don't look that different from humans, but there are some points, like I said earlier about the red foreheads, a lot of whites in the eye. Oh wait, that's it. According to him, vampires like to be alone, actually, and at night they use their nose trick to fly away and find their victims. And when you see a vampire coming, you have to knock on your wall or like the frame of your bed to shoo it away. Or if you do not do that, um, it says that, well, you'll be met with a lot of disease. Though there are another account here, from Hưng Hoa Kỷ Lược, from Phạm Thận Duật, Phạm Thận Duật, and he says that the vampires live normally like normal people. But they also regularly, secretly sneak into places where people lie down to suck their blood. He also says that oh yeah, that one is just repeating. I'm sorry. Well, there are some. There are a bit more to this. As in, there are ways to deter the vampires, and not just the knocking on the walls or the bed frames as you saw earlier, as you heard earlier. So the first thing that you will need to notice is that you have to notice that you've been attacked by vampire first. And for that, you can look to a lack of blood. If you have a strange, quote-unquote, strange disease and you die from it, if your skin is a little blue or dry, or there's a lot of red dots around, those are the signs that you have a vampire problem. Now, once upon a time, the people used to look at the change in light, most particularly the oil lamps, to see if a vampire is around. If the fire goes from red to blue, that's your sign that it's coming. And so when that happens, please knock on your walls like you would do to shoo away wild animals. You can do that to shoo away what? Anyways, in some areas though, vampires are said to be very what's this word? Sensitive to smells. And so the people will use the blood of amphibian okay. Calm down. Sorry, I not as prepared as I'd like to be today. Oh well. Uh, um. Okay. So the vampires are very sensitive to the smell, especially the smell of amphibian blood. And so if someone's suspected of vampirism, people will slaughter a frog, and see if, in reaction to that smell, does the person's eyes go a little whiter. Basically, if their irises constrict, I guess. Oh, oh my goodness, why am I yawning so much? Oh. Is it because it's cozy or am I just tired? Mama. Oh. Hmm. Interesting. So it says here that the vampires um used to be caught by this whole trick, but as time went on, they became wiser. They actually got to adapt and basically evolve. And so now it's much harder to find a vampire like that using the blood of amphibians. Nowadays, though, no, there are still places, mostly in the um northwestern parts of the country, where they will people will hang up charms, basically made out of herbs, um aromatic herbs, to ward away the vampires, and prevent them from sniffing out the children. Some places even have just straight up physical defenses, like spikes and stuff, to guard their windows, mostly made out of bamboo, I'd say. Hmm. There are some, like, there are some explanations that have been put out to what those vampires actually are here, and the main suspects are the symptoms of porphyria and catalepsis. Wait, no, catalepsy. Yeah, and that's actually all there is to the Vietnamese vampire. But of course, there are other kinds of vampires too. Now, this one you might be more familiar with. Um, let's see. Um, its Vietnamese name is Malai, though you may recognize them from another culture in particular. Um, let's see. Give me a second, please. I need to check the name of this. Um, where is that? Where did I put it? Ah, now it's frozen. Of course it's frozen. Give me my moment, please. Okay, where is it? There it is. Dun 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 dun. Okay, so these ghosts basically are also found in Thailand, Malaysia, Cambodia, where they're known under different names as actually let's double check this real quickly. There we go. Give me a second, please. Pressure, I think. Pressure, pressure. Actually, yeah. Af, af, plastic, Kuyang, Leak, Popo, Paragang, Select met them. And a lot of different names. At least this one has. Actually, I'm just gonna give myself a pass and just read from and I'll just read from the Wikipedia page. So, the Krauts? Okay, it's a nocturnal female spirit of Southeast Asian folklore. It manifests as a floating, disembodied head of a woman, usually young and beautiful, with her internal organs still attached and trailing down her neck. By daytime, she is a young, beautiful woman, just like any other one. However, when it comes to the night, it changes its form. You see, they are most known in the mountainous region. Um, that's it. Give me a moment, please. I lost it. God damn it. Where is it now? Oh, there it is. Yeah, they are mostly seen in mountainous areas in Vietnam. Um, in ethnic minor in ethnic minorities in particular. They are the spirits of um they are the spirits of restless women who yeah wake up at the night and mm, okay, Malai. This Malai, another kind of vampire, I'd say, eats everything that it sees. So usually it's something dirty. I think that's how you translate it. Or like clothes or feces or corpses that are still decaying. But it also likes some fresh human intestines every now and then. Actually, there are records of this Malay. Um, there's records of this Malay basically killing people by eating their poop. And when you may ask, how does that happen? And well, it happens like this. The Malay will eat your poop, and from that, you will be cursed with an intestinal disease. And that will make your belly bloat up, I think, and your intestines destroy themselves. And you should, and slowly but surely, it'll kill you to death. Yay! Now, it may rain freely um, in the night, but it will have to eventually return back to its original body, let's say, no, before sunrise. Because if it gets hit by sunrise in this form, it will. It. It. If it gets hit by sunshine uh, on their intestines, yeah, it will die immediately. Of course, there are people that says, um, if you hide their lower body, at least the Malay's lower body, somewhere it didn't leave, then the Malay will be stuck in this form forever and then just, you know, shrivel up and die, I guess. When the Malay reunites with its body, however, you may hear a ring or woo sound from there. So please look out for that too. Yeah, a lot of people say that Malay are actually victims of a curse from a sorcerer on, that put a curse on a beautiful woman because the woman did not reciprocate his feelings. And Yeah, it's yeah. This is also like a genetic thing. It seems. So if the Malay has a daughter, this daughter, upon what I'm assuming here, means puberty, she will become like her mother too, and have to separate her head and intestines from her body and eat feces and other dirty stuff, all because of a incel, basically. Yeah, there are also people who say that Malay are actually created from created by the gods to warn people about cleanliness and stuff. Because when they're Malay around, people will have to um pick up after themselves to avoid getting intestinal diseases, basically. And then there are others, even more others, that um they're actually like just catalysts for people to use to curse others too. There are some ways to counter this malai, and of well, of course, the main the main um the main focus would be on their unguarded bodies. See, if you spot a malai's body in the wild, you can flip it upside down so that its neck stump is um touching the dirt, so the malai can't go back. You can also make physical barriers again with bamboo, thorns, and cacti um, around places that stores like filth, because Malay here are afraid of thorns and thorny bushes. Because if they get caught in it, it will be very hard for them to get out. And to avoid Malay eating your feces, of course, this is rather. Sorry, I immediate. This is. Huh. Wait, I didn't know this had lyrics. The Howl of the Mountain King. Huh. Yeah, this whole thing is actually just a cautionary tale about keeping clean, basically. Hmm. There are other ghosts and demons too, but some of them are um absolutely how do I say this? Yeah, it's just weird. I still have some time though, so I guess I can talk about ông ba bị, which guess give me a second please. I'm gonna check this real quickly. The Vietnamese boogeyman. Let's see, let's see. Oh, okay. The boogeyman ông ba bị ngáo hộp. A lot of. Where is it? Oh, wait, it's alphabetical, so there we go. So, thì ông ba bị 9 quai 12 con mắt is the Vietnamese boogeyman. 9 quai 12 con mắt means basically to have 9 jaws and 12 eyes. He's also an urban legend. Here. Let's see now. Okay, ngáo hộp. Ông ba bị ông kẹ or ngáo hộp is the Vietnamese boogeyman. To scare misbehaving children, of course. Yeah, there's not much other than that. He just kidnaps misbehaving children and stuff them in his bag. That's what B is. Baby, meaning he has like 3 bags on him. Not much. He's actually based on a real phenomenon back in the let's see 17th and 19th century, where there are a string of kidnaps where the kidnappers will split into 3 and yeah, no, there's not much here, man. Yeah, it's just basically a made up boogeyman with 12 eyes and 9 jaws, and a lot of sacks to put children in. Not much. To punish children, misbehaving children. And that's about it. I am running out of steam and I can feel myself getting lightheaded though. So unfortunately, I'm gonna have to end it here. Even though I actually wanted to talk more about stuff. So yeah, sorry about that. This stream is more on the shorter side of my streams. But nonetheless, yeah. Yeah, I'm getting yeah, thank you all for coming and hopefully we'll see each other in the future. Sorry for the weird stream. Bye!